Welcome once again to my channel FOG Business. Today I'm coming to you live on Facebook, it's a live stream, and today we're going to be talking about product knowledge. If you don't know a product very well, you will end up supplying products and services that does not meet the needs and wants of the customer. As we all know, it is important to get to understand the fact that without adequate product knowledge, no one can meet customer expectations. You see, your customers are your number one priority, right? And if you think you can always take them for granted, then you might be making the very big mistake. We do buy, and sometimes when we buy, it's just a matter of us either being cheated or going home with a product that does not meet our needs and expectations. You see, it is often a practice that most customers, as a matter of fact, come across, but haven't actually been serious about it. We all used to buy. We buy from, various businesses. We buy from shops, and at times we buy products that doesn't actually meet our expectations. Now, let me ask this: have you ever bought something from a shop or from a company whereby you realize that you have been supplied with the wrong product? You basically get to realize that whatever product that you needed was not the one they were giving to you. Let me give you an example of what happened to me. I actually bought a product, okay, and this product was a wrong product that was supplied to me. It was supplied to me wrongly in the sense that the seller was not much knowledgeable about the product, because now this was a camera. It's a mini camera, right? And I needed an SD card for the mini camera. If you need a mini card, an SD card for a mini camera, the point here is that you would need, as a matter of fact, an SD card that is smaller than the one they supplied. But I was straight to them. I went straight to them. I told them about the fact that this particular product, and for that matter, this particular type of SD card is what I needed. So I should be supplied as such. Right. I was not supplied with this particular card, SD card. They supplied me with a bigger one, and this bigger SD card can never fit into that. So the moment I told the seller about the type of SD card I was, or the type of equipment that I was holding, it was duty bound on the lady to research and find out whether the type of SD card, because if you look at the camera, it's a pocket camera, and big SD cards cannot fit into, pocket cams. It's not likely. But when I mentioned the brand name, right, and the brand name and then the speed, so she based it more on the brand name and the speed, right? She based it more on the brand name and the speed. So now, if she were to be someone who is very knowledgeable about what she was selling, it wouldn't have actually be a big deal for her, because it is quite simple. She could have just let me know that, my brother, this is a mini cam, a pocket cam, and so we have only macro ones and they cannot fit into it. But the moment I went ahead and I told her Okay, if you have the brand. So I have put in my assurance in the seller about the fact that she knows exactly what will fit into that camera, because a pocket cameras cannot use, I mean, bigger SD card. That's a macro SD card, right? So it was a bit strange. It was a bit strange in the sense that I could not believe my eyes. I mean, getting a product that has not really matched my equipment. So this is what we're talking. I'm talking about product knowledge. If you have product knowledge, enough product knowledge, you wouldn't go selling a product that does not match or does not meet the seller's, I mean, needs. You should have researched. So knowing your product is very important. It's as important as everything you can think of. Ensure that product knowledge is always up to the, I mean, minute. Not only the basics of the product, but know the product inside out of the product. And that is where you will be able to, as a matter of fact, meet the needs and expectations of the customers. But if you basically thought of like only giving the customer just, I mean, a gist of what you sell, then you end up dissatisfying the customer. In this instance, I was refused um, to be given, I was refused to be given any compensation, right? So they declined giving me any form of compensation. And I was like, okay, fine. So I just walked to the lady and then I requested for my receipt. And then when I took my receipt, I just turned back and then I went. We are in the era of computers. We are in the era of online reviews. There are review sites as well, and as well as on your Google My Business profile. So when I left the place, the next thing that came onto my mind is to prepare and go and leave a review on the company's site about how much disappointed I was. I didn't want to react because the lady in question, and as a matter of fact, had was a lady, and since she was a lady, I thought of like, okay, because she's a lady, I don't have to just argue with her, but I had to leave her so that probably I'll go and take my action next. Right. So in the process, as I left, I contacted another business. I talked to the business owner. I just gave him my device and then the specifications of the SD. In fact, initially I was a bit ignorant about whether there's a macro SD card and a micro SD card, right, for cameras, right? So I was expecting her to, as a matter of fact, educate me that, okay, is this what the type you want? Then we have macro and micro, but macro cannot fit. But the moment I also showed him my camera, and I said, okay, and she also came back with a specification, the exact specification, the exact specification. I mean, telling me that then if that is the type I want, then they have it. So I was expecting her to tell me, is it this camera is a small camera, so it's a micro camera, right? And as a matter of fact, you cannot, I mean, use it on this particular type of, I mean, how do they call it, camera. So you get to know that this wasn't what basically you were, looking for. But he went out and then prescribed it for me. So it was wrong. But the moment I contacted the other seller, he was very knowledgeable. He first of all gave me an option, and then he was like, is it micro SD or macro SD? Check your device very well. The macro is bigger, the micro is smaller. If the space or the the space where you have to insert the micro SD, basically, if it is smaller, then it means that you need the micro, not the macro, right? But this lady didn't take me to that level. The moment I also said that, okay, that is the brand. So she based her actions on the brand, right? And that was how she supplied me with a wrong, product. So now let me know in the comment section if you have ever been supplied with a wrong product before, and whether you were happy with what happened, and whether you were given a refund. I was not given a refund. So basically, I didn't really take it easy. But I didn't want to argue instantly with them over there. I thought it wasn't necessary for me to argue with them over there. So I left. Let me know. Put it in the comment section if you have ever. You see, and there's one thing customers out there should know, or consumers out there should know, that you have the right to be informed. So to you sellers, always make sure you sell the right product. Learn your product, know your product, and sell the right product to your customers. In fact, it is important to understand the fact that it is never a good practice to not giving the customer all the information he requires. As we say, caveat emptor, let the buyer be aware. The customer is always right. Learn more about your product. Ensure that you are selling the right product to the customer. The seller in every way was very much not right. But the point is, most businesses wouldn't like to give their money back to you like that. You see, and the most important thing is that I did not request it for my. I was waiting for them to rather ask me to refund. But they didn't even talk about refund. All they thought was the moment I have opened the product, then I have to pay for it. You see, the moment I opened the product, for them, I was supposed to, as a matter of fact, pay for it. But the money was not big, but it's not fair to treat customers like that. It's not fair to treat customers like that. If you have been treated badly, please leave a comment, but don't mention the name of the company or the corporation. My platform is not a review platform anyway. So let me know your thoughts. Let me know, whether you have been aggrieved before. So to the sellers, know your product before you sell, because poor product knowledge can affect your customer satisfaction and can affect your sales and can lead to leaving of bad reviews on your Google accounts and other review websites. So know your products before you sell. And to all customers, know your right. You have the right to be informed. They have to educate you properly before you buy.